I met Jamesina Kittle at the Grace Adventure series last fall.
To get to Grace Adventure was an absolute miracle. And then the amazing things I learned in Grace Adventure, I never understood love, God's love. I always thought I had to earn it. After Grace Adventure, I came home and my husband hadn't told me that we were in some really financial situations where his boss had been withholding pay from him. I shared it with someone at Grace Adventure, not Donna. The problem, I just asked them to pray, and I guess they put it on the internet. And then Donna called me.
And so God put it on my heart to talk to Scott Lash about inviting her to the church to see if we could help meet some of her needs. She came out to the church the day before Thanksgiving, and that's when we first met to help her.
Well, I received my husband and I a honey-baked ham through his work a couple months earlier, and I had been kind of struggling with it, thinking that I knew there was someone who could use this honey-baked ham gift certificate. So on this particular day, something was just pressing me to call Lee Summit Community Church and see if there was a family in need of a ham for Thanksgiving.
While this lady was filling out the benevolence application, Jill Stewart from our church came into the office and handed me a gift certificate for a ham from Honey Baked Ham.
So I'm walking out to the car and I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing. I'm not even talking. I'm just like, and my husband's like, wow, Jamie, I really think God's going to do something different in our lives now. I mean, we're on a different path. This is going to be completely different. And I'm watching the sidewalk as I'm walking. And I'm like, wow, God, can it possibly that you really order my steps? Can you order my steps to where? And he goes, yes, I can. And I said, what? And he goes, stop. And I go, what? And he goes, what do you want? And I go, I really want a ham.
Before I got back into the church, I felt God prompting me to get that ham, which I had for like 20 seconds, it seemed like, and to give it to her. Thinking that most people would rather have a turkey for Thanksgiving, not knowing Honey Baked Ham had turkeys, I just yelled at her, hold on a second. So I ran into the church and got it out of my bag. And as I walked out, she had just put her groceries in the trunk and had met me back at the circle. And when we got back to the circle, I explained to her that someone had just brought it in, that I really felt like God wanted her to have it, and she just broke down in tears.
She handed me the certificate, and it was, when I opened it up, I was just like, this is amazing. This can't get better. How much more can God do? I mean, he's so beyond all we can ask or imagine. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, God, you really are that. You really are more than we can ever ask or think.
So we hugged, we prayed a prayer report to him back, and the next thing you know, I'm turning to walk back into the church. She's going to her car, and I hear this enormous scream. I turn around, she has her hands raised to heaven and her eyes, and she is screaming, Jesus, you really do love me. It was awesome. It was just awesome.
When I had heard from Donna how God had used this ham, I realized that life is not a bunch of coincidences. Everything is planned and happens in God's time. And it was just an intervention that day, I believe, for that ham to go to Jameson.
And he said, I want you to look at that certificate. Does it say a label on it? Does it say you're, needy? Does it say you're this? No, it just says you can get this. You're entitled to this ham. It's yours. It's really yours. And there's no strings attached. It's just because I love you.